YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage back on the Athens campaign. Whoops, sorry about that. Switched back to the wrong screen. So let's get things started. If y'all haven't noticed, there's obviously some weird feedback in my mic whenever there's no game sound. I think it's because I switched to a USB mic, and I used to use an analog one. I'm going to get a new one soon because I'm not liking this. It's just the quality's not making me very happy with it. So I am going to get a new one, and I will, of course, take care of that because I don't want you all having to put up with it. It annoys me, so I imagine it could very well be annoying you. Okay, now these are Hippeus. They are quite expensive. They are not Hippeus Lancers. You can see from the charge bonus, these are not Lancer Cav, but they are much stronger cavalry than what I had offered to me before. Far more armor, and a little more, well actually just slightly more melee defense. But we're going to train some Hippeus into this army, and they take a while to train, as you can see. But it seems like having that strength in my armies will be worthwhile. And I do think I might just go ahead and see if Boeotia will come out against me rather than going into the city and suffering a long battle with potentially a lot of losses. So let's get this shrine there too and see if we can increase our research rates. That's not going to hurt anything. I do have some money left. I don't know if there's anything in particular that I need to build at the moment. There is. Let's take care of a little bit of this. That should be good for the moment. And why not increase this? Just give me some more money, and that'll be a good use of the rest of my money there. Okay. I think we are in good enough shape to go ahead and end the turn here. So Boeotia is going to come out against me. They're left with no choice. I am not going to get my reinforcing troops, but these guys are in pretty weak shape. So I don't see this going particularly well for them. Let's go ahead and fight it. Give them the honor of actually meeting them on the battlefield in their death. These guys were actually fairly strong just a few turns ago, but between Macedon and myself, they've been caught in a pretty terrible situation. But with now this happening, I'm going to be able to turn all of my military attention to Sparta, and Sparta is going to be in some serious trouble as far as whether or not they should be able to defeat all of my men. Corinth is going to fall as well. But we're going to see what happens to the diplomatic penalty. Apparently it's supposed to be pretty major for taking over an enemy capital, but we'll see what happens.
Light cavalry!
Okay.
General! Double time! Light cavalry!
I would like to keep my light cavalry alive until late game, just because of the number of enemy skirmish units on the field.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
It's kind of a cool map. I like this map.
Orders understood.
Alright, let's go ahead and fast forward and get a little closer to their troops. I do have a lot of archers, and we're going to want to make use of that. It's going to give me the opportunity to buy a pretty big skirmish advantage. And it's going to force the Boeotians into attacking me. So let's get my men positioned and ready for that attack.
By your command!
Leave those guys skirmish for the moment. There are enemy hoplites incoming. I'm going to target them with my archers just as soon as they're in range. It's enemy light cav and some mercenary Ionian Hippeus coming in. Okay, the enemy general is within range of my archers, so I'm going to pepper him. Their archers are also going to open up on me.
Our general is under attack.
But yeah, their general is going to take some serious damage here.
Missile infantry!
Okay, we can get out of here.
At speed! At speed!
So my javelin men are going to make it to safety. That's lured their cavalry in, and then their general is going to be just slain in a hail of arrows here. I don't know if one of those is the general or what. Alright, so the enemy general must be dead because we just slew the whole unit. And the rest of their troops are just moving up to be destroyed. What men are wavering? Oh, they pulled through with their light cavalry and may have caused a temporary waver, but... Oh, no! That Hippeus got up here and destroyed my light cav. Way to pay attention here. So... let's see here. Let's see if I can finish killing the enemy archers, get our cav away from these guys, charge those hoplites in the rear. Okay. Let's see. Enemy archers are pretty much dealt with at this point. The enemy Hippeus is going to go down. I can't believe I just let one of my light cav get caught earlier. That's pretty stupid. But that sounds like me not paying attention. Archers are doing a good job knocking out all their skirmish units. Their own archers are down to 8 men here. It's almost like these guys are slow to rout. At least slower than what it normally seems like they are. A lot of enemy skirmish units moving up at this point, so my archers are coming too far forward, so I'm going to pull them back. Let's bring my own light cav in for another charge real quick. Rear charge these hoplites that are engaged with my militia. And let's bring my javelin men out over and see if we can just start getting them ready to get into a good position to fight. Kill these enemy javelin men. No need to let them get up here alive. So my own archers ought to really pour it on thick here. Yep. So, man, the Boeotian League has kind of cool colors, to be honest. I kind of like that kind of interesting purple color scheme they have going there. Oh no, there's a ton more infantry. Let's just keep our distance for a little while with our light cav. No need to get entangled in a fight we really don't want to be in. Let's bring up these javelins. My archers killed the enemy javelins. Let's kill this other Thracian peltist that's here. So the mercenary Thracian peltist are going to die. To my archers. I'm now going to go ahead and kill that light hoplite. I'm going to shoot it in the back. Once that infantry leaves these enemy infantry alone back here, I'm going to feel pretty good. Yeah, we just slew those light hoplites. They all got shot in the back. This enemy archer should now be in range, and I can now bring up my light cav to finish getting it there. Guys, let's just charge here and get ready to do some outflanking over here. Same thing, let's bring this unit in. Wow, enemy's going to reinforce with a ton of troops over there. Let's actually take my archers and see if we can pull back and get them into a useful position in this fight over here. Go ahead and tear up these last few enemy units. They've got some units in my way. They've actually got a decent engagement going on for them over here. I'm not going to let it continue, of course, but I'm going to javelin these guys in the back and then come reinforce with these hoplites. Those mercenary Agriani and Axemen are still there. I'm going to try and stay away from them for a moment. We can pour some fire in here. And my javelins are having a nice effect on that fight. Let's spread out that fire a little more. Pour it on thick.
One of our units has used all its
Agrianians, so
ammunition.
yep, my archers just finished off their ammunition into this fight. I'm going to let them completely finish, and then I'm going to charge in to see if we can break the morale of their units there. And my javelins are having a really nice effect into the back of that fight, so javelins in the back are definitely deadly. Archers, go ahead and fire your last
One of
volleys
our
there,
units
guys.
has used all its ammunition.
Go ahead and charge in now. Let's see if we can get rid of some of these guys. So, still getting some nice javelin volleys off here. This blob up here is going to
One
rout.
of our units has used all its ammunition.
Let's see if we can get a rear charge in over here. Finish these guys off. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the Boeotian League, I believe. So they are annihilated as far as their territory. It's possible they still have a fleet or something else roaming around. So the real question is, what do we do with Thebes? We can enslave the captives, kill the captives, or release the captives. We're gonna kill them.
Your next command.
That was probably very dishonorable of me, but whatever. I guess a few of them got away, so because Thebes still stands at the moment. Let's see what, if anything, Corinthos thinks they're gonna do about this. Sparta's gonna move some agents in after my own, and they'll probably succeed. I have pretty terrible luck with agents. Well, in this campaign I do. I've had some really excellent luck in some of my other campaigns, so I won't complain about that, that's for sure. Okay.
Your generals might be the sons of Ares.
Ionian League's going down. Or not going down, sorry. The Ionian League keeps begging me to join that war. I just don't want to. I'd like to really focus my efforts here. And we've definitely met some success against the Boeotian League. So we could raise it, loot it, or occupy it. So we get minus 50 for just the next turn only if we raise it. Kind of seems like the conquest next turn only. If we loot it, we get a bunch of money. Minus 1 per turn. Minus 20. No, we don't want that, because those are going to go on forever. Occupy. Yeah, I say we just... Provincial instability, so minus 50 and then 17 turns basically of having it there. Oh man, none of these are good options, honestly. So let's just go ahead and occupy
At
it.
your command.
Military sabotage, really? And then my agent was wounded by the Spartan agent. The world's enemy. That doesn't sound good. In light of recent events, people no longer see this as a war of defense, if indeed they ever did. Athenian desire is well known, and severe diplomatic penalty with Achaeans, Boeotians, Ionians, and Dorians. Great! Let's see how severe. Wow, quite severe. Looks like it's a minus 160. You think that's a big enough penalty? Maybe. Maybe we should have made that a little more extreme. Just wondering if we think that perhaps that should have been more extreme. Being sarcastic, of course. But it doesn't apply to everybody, but it will apply to Ionians, so the Ionian League's going to be kind of ticked off. But it looks like we'll survive that relationship. Kydonia is also affected by it, so... And my own allies hate me for it. That's fantastic. But it's not going to affect some of the bigger factions. Whatever. I don't really see what other choice we have. I mean, you've got to do something with their home city, so I can't just let it sit there and be like, oh, you all can continue living, even though you're my sworn enemy. That doesn't make any sense. So we got to do something. So again, we did what we did, and I'm sticking to it. So now I would really like to put some hurt on Corinth, but that would probably make everybody in the world hate me at this point. I have no idea how that would turn out. Fighter, let's go with authority here with this general. Yeah, we got quite a bit of money we can deal with as well. The public order in this province is going to be quite terrible for quite some time. There'll be rebellions that we're going to have to deal with. So not a whole lot that we can do about that at the moment other than just deal with it.
How can I be of assistance?
Let's see if we can get rid of this Spartan agent over here. Probably not, but we'll try. Sweet! Better than nothing. Take what we can get at this point.
What do you wish of me?
Let's bring this spy up here.
Treading
See if we can help spot the enemy spy.
guarding against prying.
And...
Ready for orders.
what's that Macedonian fleet doing there? Anyway, we can get this army upgraded and start working on expanding them a little so that we have a little more military power. Our military power is growing quite nicely, actually. Boia. So, Thrace, our income is getting quite nice at Thrace. And we have a ton of food, so part of me wonders, are we getting like bonuses to +6 tariff? I'm not getting anything in particular. Why don't we switch these over to a tax harvesting because I have so much food and just kind of see what happens. Seemed like I had, yeah, this place under a bread and games edict as well. Not a huge boost there. Let's actually just cancel the edict there and then reissue it in Attica, where I'm going to get the biggest benefit out of it. Thrace is kind of becoming a bit of an economic boon for me, so I want to take advantage of that. In fact, if we use our money to upgrade this, again, it's going to drop our food some, but I think we'll be safe. And just kind of see how this goes down. Oh yeah, I can reissue that edict, even though it won't take effect until the next turn, so go to Athens and issue a taxed harvest. Okay, and that ought to drive up my income pretty substantially, as long as my food stabilizes, which I think it will. I mean, I've got 50. I don't see how getting rid of 2 bread and games edicts would potentially drop it that much, but we'll see. There's some Spartan troops making their way towards Corinthos. They're no longer allied with Corinth, though.
These people are a danger. Your generals are well placed to trample these insolent.
I'll go ahead and accept finally, so that they'll leave me alone, and maybe that'll improve my relations with those people, despite the expansionism. I wonder if the expansionism wears off over time, or if it's just permanent. I'm guessing it's permanent. Kind of be nice if it wore off eventually, but maybe not. I guess it's like one of those things like, hey, you killed the Boeotians, and we're never going to forget or forgive. Hero, Rebellion imminent at Boeotia, so it makes sense. Festival of Apollo. Alright. Let's take this agent that recovered. Ah, there's another Spartan agent here. Let's just see if we can keep the success going. So this spy is actually becoming quite handy. Let's hope we don't lose her at this point. Where's my wounded agent at? Here he is. Let's move into Corinthian territory and drop into the agent stance, see if we can spread some corruption, some other stuff. Holy... Oh no, it's Ellis. That's an army from that. And they are at war with me, actually, because I just redeclared war on them. So we can actually ambush the daylights out of them, and we should, because we're at war with them. There was a rebellion in this province. Wasn't there? Kind of thought there was. There's my rebellion imminent. Never mind. I was like, what? What happened to the rebellion? Alright. This ought to be a good chance to kill a whole lot of our enemies in an ambush. They've got a lot of militia hoplites. Let's go ahead and fight this on the battle map. Okay. Here we go.
General! Militia! General!
These guys are gonna get the crap ambushed out of them. This is not gonna be good for them, not at all. All my archers, I'm just gonna leave them on fire at will. My Thracian peltist, I'm gonna try and bring up behind the enemy a little bit here, along with a couple of my cavalry. I'm not going to allow them to flee. So I'm gonna go ahead and just deploy like this, all on one side with the up. I don't want to give my guys a disadvantage on the terrain. But what we could do is spread my infantry a little wider to where they really can't get at me. There we go. Might as well get the archers a little closer where they can get some good hits. Let's take them off fire at will, and we'll target. I'm gonna see if I can actually target their light cavalry. So let's start the battle.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Let's bring up our Thracian peltist. So I just slaughtered one of their light cavalry with my archers. And now I'm going to turn my fire on some of their militia hoplites, and their cavalry is trying to flee as well as their skirmishers. But I'm going to get my own Thracian peltist and other units down here to intercept them and not allow them to flee. Okay. So my archers unloading into this blob of hoplites over here. Let's go ahead and start firing into the flank of the enemy picked hoplites. Okay, enemy units are fleeing over here. Let's get our Thracian Peltas back behind this militia hoplite. Keep our men safe. Yes, I intend for you to go kill all of these guys. Thracian Peltas pull back. Okay, the enemy general is taking nice flank fire. We can also outflank him. Let's bring this light cavalry around. I'm gonna run down all their skirmishers. And my Thracian Peltas should be able to chuck some javelins in here. Enemy general's dying. I'm gonna surround him. So we definitely want to pick off the general as quickly as possible. All the enemy skirmishers got caught in the woods trying to flee. Some of them from two sides. Thracian Peltas are pouring in fire. In fact, let's start moving the Thracian Peltas into a flanking position. And we've taken out the enemy general, so our archers and Cretans can refocus their fire. We can start moving around here. Wow, my light cavalry got absolutely thrashed by these mercenary Cretan archers and Rhodian slingers.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
I guess those guys are a lot hardier in melee than my light cav. But now that I outflanked them, they should go down. Thracian Peltas got caught up. Darn it. Come on.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Let's get you rear charge right here, rear charge right here. So the first experience where Ellis faces me in combat is going to end up being a very poor one for them indeed. I think we finally mopped up their skirmishers. Really like watching my Thracian Peltas get some kills here. These guys are going to wreck them with 41 javelin damage from behind. Absolutely wreck them. I want to charge them into combat here too. See these guys in combat. These guys are awesome. So, yeah. Again, they've got really nice weapon damage and everything.
Flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Is that my militia hoplites fleeing there? Yeah, that's militia hoplites fleeing. But the rest of their guys are going to break. So we ended up completely destroying Ellis there. Understandable. They were in a very, very poor position. So 1,700 kills, and their army is thwacked. Those Thracian Peltas, man, those guys are great. Definitely going to keep them in my army because I have enough money. So might as well at this point. I managed to keep that unit of light cavalry too, which is pretty awesome.
Commander, forgive me, but I cannot.
Let's get back in our own territory so my men can retrain. So, got a couple of agents down here. This guy.
Are yours.
Alright, so let's see what, if anything, my spy. My spy doesn't need to do anything else there. We're one turn away from getting all of our Hippeus into this army. This army is now completely trained up and can kind of come back over to the mainland here. And we can expand in this area as well. Looks like that it's not going to hurt my food substantially at all to have turned off those, and that's definitely boosted my economy. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Only got 6 public orders. It might not hurt to drop a building that can help boost public order here. But one that also gives me some income would be nice. Just take a look at our provinces again. Don't want to build the improved barracks there just yet. I'm building this temple to help offset some of the public order penalties from these ports, but the ports also give me increased food and garrisons and all kinds of other stuff there, so ends up being worth it, I think, if we can counterbalance those. So we're making really nice income at Attica right now. Thrace should be the same thing. But yeah, we've got that temple on the way, so that's going to do 2 to the public order penalty. We're going to get an improvement 4, so we could do 2 of these and it balance out. This, we get a public order penalty from this as well, but it also gives me more food and nice commerce, but we could just switch it over. Still get a little commerce and extra research rate. We'd lose the public order penalty there. That should be good. Just kind of leave those alone. Might as well just go ahead and improve this temple here too, because we have the money. It's like, why not? Boeotia, it's going to rebel on the next turn, as was said, so we got plenty of troops around to counter that. Looks like the plague at Athens is going to be nearly over, so only 2 turns, minus 10 public order, good grief. Alright, well, that's all the time I have for now, folks. Hope you all enjoyed the campaign. Feel like we're making some nice progress here, and we'll just kind of see how things play out. Heir of Carthage, signing off for now.